You know, the history of Beale Street is entrenched in black culture. This used to be the mecca of black entertainment in the Memphis and Mid-South area. But some years passed by, and this street became a wasteland. Tumbleweeds were everywhere. In 1968, after the death of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Memphis suffered from white flight. Whites no longer wanted to be a part of this history. This history was not important to whites anywhere. So they all left. And this land right here, this property that we're on right now, became nothing. No one wanted to be down here, whites or blacks. In 1973, a group of black business people invented the corporation, Beale Street Development Corporation, which was the only black corporation in the state that did and has done what the Beale Street Corporation done. This is a street that grosses over $50 million per year. 7 million people a year visit this street. In 1973, a group of blacks got together and said, we need to do something about Beale Street. We've got all of this history that has taken place on the street, and the city of Memphis is just letting it go. It looks like an ancient day Dodge City. Tumbleweeds, trash everywhere, no revitalization. So this particular group decides that we are going to go to the city and see if the city will revitalize Beale Street. Well, we had a white mayor back in those days. His name was Wyatt Chandler. Wyatt Chandler was one of the good old boys. They went to Wyatt and said, Wyatt, we want to bring back black history to Beale Street. Ha ha ha, he laughed at them. We ain't got no money for you, black folk. We have no money to revitalize Beale Street. If y'all can get the money, then we'll do something. These black people were not discouraged. They went back and forth to Washington, D.C. They were granted $23 million to revitalize Beale Street. In today's funds, that would be $230. The white folk were totally amazed. Wyatt Chandler was totally amazed. Here these Negroes were able to go and do what the city of Memphis could not do. Well, you got $23 million, but the city of Memphis owns the property. Beale Street Development Corporation has a 52-year contract. They have the master leases on all of the property on Beale Street. The FedEx Forum could not have been built. The Western Garage, the Western Hotel could not have been built. The Benchmark Hotel downtown Memphis could not have been built without the signature of Randall Catron, the president, the former president of the Beale Street Corporation. We'll come back to Randall in just a minute. When the Beale Street Development Corporation was able to acquire the $23 million for the revitalization of Beale Street, it upset white folk in Memphis. The white mayor, Wyatt Chandler, said, you good Negroes don't know what to do with $23 million. You don't know how to handle $23 million. So we're gonna get one of our good white boys to manage you good Negroes. And that's where a guy by the name of John Elkerton comes into play. John Elkerton, who was a clerk became, quote unquote, the white man in charge. He became the one that made sure that the Beale Street Development Corporation never received its funds. Now remember, the Beale Street Corporation owns the master leases to the entire property. Nothing can be done on Beale Street, nothing can be built on Beale Street without the signature of the Beale Street Development Corporation. The agreement back at that time was $15,000 per month and a percentage of all of the lease money and the money that was raised on Beale Street. Remember, now, in 2021, there is over $50 million per year that comes on the street, a visitorship of $7 million. Well, guess what? The black corporation that was able to go to Washington, D.C. and bring in the $23 million has never been paid. Not one dime has been paid to the Beale Street Development Corporation. I find that very strange that here we are in a city that is over 80% black, has a black majority city council, had a black mayor for over 20 years, and no black politician wants to see black folk and the Beale Street Development Corporation treated fairly. You know, the city of Memphis, with its black leadership, the Black Lives Matter, and all of our activists have not acted upon the fact that a black corporation here in Memphis that went and acquired millions of dollars has not been treated fairly. Not one dime has been given to this corporation that is due them. The Beale Street Development Corporation has spent thousands of dollars in lawsuits, and the administration laughs at this black corporation. In fact, several years ago, I went with Randall Catron before the Memphis City Council. Oh, they act as though they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know the history. After we told them the history, they still did nothing. The city of Memphis, they use every trick in the book to make sure that the Beale Street Development Corporation has not been paid. Do you realize that with a majority black city council, that they could eliminate all lawsuits right now? And let me tell you just how bad and how treacherous the leadership of Memphis has been. It was found that John Elkerton, the white man that was put over the good Negroes to make sure that there was no misappropriation of money, because they didn't think that black folk knew what to do with $23 million. It was found out when a forensic audit was done that John Elkerton had misappropriated millions of dollars, had spent millions of dollars around the country to try to create other Beale Streets. Well, what happened? There was a lawsuit. One black mayor gone, then you got an interim black mayor. The interim black mayor says, oh, we can't do that to the white man. We've got to make sure that the white man is protected. So what did they do? They gave him a parade. He wanted to leave Beale Street. So they gave him a parade, key to the city. Oh, Mr. White Man, you such a good white man. We ain't gonna let the Negroes jam you up. Well, he's gone. So what do you do now when he's gone? They still want the leases. That's where the importance is. It's in the leases to Beale Street. Let me show you how treacherous this administration under Jim Strickland is. Let me show you how treacherous this city is under black leadership. You know, the same black leadership that wants to be reelected, the same black leadership that comes to the black community and says, vote for me and I'll set you free. Randall Catron passed on a few years ago. It was Randall Catron's signature that was needed. So they say, we've got to get him before he died. We've got to get his signature before he died. They had an attorney, Beale Street Development Corporation had an attorney by the name of John Candy, another one of the good old boys. John Candy, on the deathbed of Randall Catron, went to his room and forged Randall's signature on paperwork giving up Beale Street. Mrs. Catron, who is now the president of the Beale Street Development Corporation, spent the necessary funds to make sure that the signature was checked, and it was found out that it was a forgery taken before the city council, proven that it was a forgery, and the black city council people said, oh well. The big question, and what this commercial or semi-documentary is all about, is why this black corporation that went and got $23 million, that's worth $230 million now, who made sure that there is a FedEx Forum. And I told Randall and I were friends, Randall, I wouldn't give him a damn thing until I got my money. But Randall was better than me. The Grizzlies are able to play because of Randall Catron and the Beale Street Development Corporation. People are able to stay in the Westin Hotel because of Randall Catron and the Beale Street Development Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen that are viewing this, the biggest question is, why hasn't the FBI got involved? Why hasn't the black leadership of Memphis stood up and said, this is wrong, this organization has been wrong, Randall Catron was wrong? Why hasn't the city of Memphis and the black leadership of this city, who have found out that the city administration made sure that there is a forgery that they have, and they're fighting it. The city of Memphis knows that the signature was a forgery, but they still want to spend millions of dollars of taxpayers' money to make sure that the legacy of the Beale Street Development Corporation becomes a non-factor. Ladies and gentlemen, the city of Memphis has stolen millions from the Beale Street Development Corporation. Your tax dollars are being wasted because you're not getting the benefit of what Beale Street is all about. So here's what I urge you to do. Ask your black politician that's running for office, running for re-election, that wants to run for another office, why the hell should we vote for you? Why should we want you as a black politician in office and you serve only the white man's agenda?